Hey ComiConverge fans, Aaron Sagers here at Megacon Orlando, and I am joined by a hell of a guy that I love talking to anytime I get a chance to, Mr. Will Friedle, that you know. Hello. We know you from Batman Beyond, Boymeetsworld, Kimpossible, Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yes, I've been very, very lucky in my career, so I always say that.
You've been covering some ground.
I have been, and lucky to do it, frankly. Every time I get a new job, I'm amazed they want me, so I'm pretty happy.
Well, what's the appeal of doing cons like this? I mean, it's you've been doing these for a couple years now. Why do you keep coming back?
The fans, greatest fans in the world. I've always told people that I wish the entire world was like a con. Two people bump into each other and both of them are going, oh, excuse me. It's a wonderful place to be. Everybody's accepted, everybody's included. You can nerd out as much as you want, which I'm a huge nerd, so it's all about the fans and it's all about the place.
Yeah, well, okay. I can't talk to you and not bring up Batman and Batman Beyond. First off, it's crazy the love that Batman Beyond still has, and it seems like it's growing. Do you get that sense?
I do. It's Batman is forever. I mean, he's eternal, but Batman Beyond seemed to resonate. I still think it's because it's one of the first times that Batman was young. You know, Terrymcginnis was in high school, and so kids got to see themselves as, wait, I can grow up to be Batman, and I think that really resonated with a lot of kids. So,
how did it feel when DC Comics kind of brought Terry and the future Batman into the fold in the comics, and really, instead of a standalone series, embraced him as part of canon?
It was amazing. Again, whenever you do a new project, especially when it's completely untested, you never know how it's going to land. So the idea that Batman Beyond was so popular and still resonates today, I don't think any of us were expecting that.
Well, I want to talk about the Joker. Of course, Batman's 80th anniversary, but the Joker is right up there as part of that legacy. Why does this character matter so much? I mean, why do people love the Joker so much?
It's a good question. I mean, first of all, it's because I think one of the reasons is he's been brought to life by so many amazing actors. So you get to see a bunch of different versions of insanity, which resonates with people. I mean, there's this kind of taboo, perverse craziness where everyone sees the Joker and it's almost like they look at it and go, that's me if I were unhinged. So there's something about that. But there's also, in the world of Batman, there's something about the fact that the Joker and Batman are a lot more related than either of them, I think, want to admit. And a lot of people, myself included, kind of look at the Joker as almost like if Batman didn't have a moral compass. He could easily have gone the other way. So there's something there where they're two sides of the same coin in the same way. So I don't know. It just they work together. They need each other, and it lasts.
I kind of think the Joker gets that they're alike. Batman's the one that wants to reject that.
Yeah.
But okay, well then what about Terrymcginnis? How did he view when you went into the role of Return of the Joker? How did you think Terry was viewing that relationship?
You know what I thought was really interesting? I think everybody always says oh, you know, Terry was able to beat him his first time, and Bruce kept fighting him. Why was Terry so good? I think one of the reasons is because he had no background on the Joker. I mean, he even had to go to Commissioner Gordon and say he never talks about him, so he was one of the worst. So there wasn't that history in any way. To Terry, it was just another villain he had to knock down, whereas Batman and the Joker, Bruce Wayne and the Joker, had this whole kind of backstory and history. Terry had none of that. He just walked in, this is the guy I got to beat, I got to take him down. So there was none of that baggage that went
It's
along.
liberating.
Yeah.
It's almost like by not having that psychological baggage, you could be a better hero against the Joker.
Yeah, it can, as opposed to if somebody from one of Terry's rogues gallery, who he had a big history with, that's going to be a much tougher fight than Terry would then just, oh, some guy dressed like a clown, I'm going to go take him out.
Well, what I really enjoyed about that movie, and it was a great movie, it still holds up, is the fact that the Joker is treated almost like this, not to get too deep, but almost like an infection, because it was really Tim, right? How did you think about the fact that Joker is maybe larger than a character? It's also a concept that can get to anyone. To your point, if we are unhinged, we could become the Joker.
We could, and I kind of like the way that's handled. I also like the way they did it in the Batman Beyond world, where when the Joker was gone, his legacy resonated into a gang of Jokers. I mean, that still lasted. So again, everybody can kind of see themselves in the Joker a little bit. As much as we love to see ourselves in Batman, you also kind of see yourself in the Joker a tad bit. So I like that. I've never actually heard that, but it's true. They did treat him like an infection. And he does, when the Joker's in the bloodstream, he doesn't go away. So I think it's kind of great.
Well, you're doing more work in the Bat family. Talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, we got Lego Batman. I think it's called Family Matters. In fact, yeah, Family Matters comes out in August. I'm Nightwing again in the Lego movie, which is great. Anytime you're a Lego, it's pretty awesome. And then I'm Lex Luthor in DC Superhero Girls. So that's a lot of fun. It's my first real villain, so that's kind of fun to play. And then season 3 of Guardians of the Galaxy comes out too. So we've got a lot of stuff coming out. Marvel and DC. Pretty happy. Yeah.
I know. Yeah, you're straddling both sides of the fandom right
I love
there.
Them both. I can't help it. I can't help it. It's like I play D&D and Magic and Warhammer and everything. You know, I love it.
So, of course, Will, your long career has allowed you to have this voice. People pay attention to what you say. Is there any social causes or anything that you really like to promote, out there in the world?
Yeah, well, I mean, I've certainly been very open with the last couple of years, especially talking about my own battles with anxiety. I've dealt with it since I was, 20, 22, 23. So anytime I get a chance to come to these conventions and I'm surrounded by people, invariably 20, 25, 30 people come up and say, I deal with anxiety too, and it was really great of you to talk about it because nothing helps with depression and anxiety. I've been very blessed in that I didn't have any depression, it was just the anxiety. But anytime you talk about it and then somebody goes, hey, I deal with that too, you automatically feel better. Yeah. So talking about it, hugely important. Coming to these places and talking about it is important. And yeah, we do have a voice, so you got to make sure you use it.
Yeah. Well, on that note, this guy's a great guy. Check out the upcoming Lego Batman Family Matters.
Yep.
And Guardians of the Galaxy and just
DC Girls, and we got some cool stuff.
There's a lot of just watch his Twitter feed. I'm sure he'll be announcing it. Man, thank you so much.
Thanks for having me again. I appreciate it.
Thank you. Thanks for geeking out with me, and I look forward to seeing you at the next event.